The latest installment of the Far Cry series moves us away from the sun, sea and sand we're all used to. In Far Cry 4, we're trekking up high into the Himalayas to the fictional country of Kyrat. This time round, you play as AJ Ghal, a young man returning home to scatter his mother's ashes. He suddenly finds himself caught up in a civil war that threatens to tear his nation apart. Far Cry 4 is a true sequel to Far Cry 3, rather than deviating from its predecessor as much as Far Cry 2 did, and it keeps much of the same material in place. It still revolves around exploration and conquest across a huge open world. It does, however, continue to build on the original, and there are enough changes and improvements to keep us interested in the series. The game remains a first-person shooter, but your movements have been improved. For example, now you can kick. Okay, sure, that doesn't sound like much of an improvement, but once you leap onto a roof, wire up an explosive barrel, kick it in the general direction of the enemy and blow them to smithereens, you'll start to understand the advantages. Also, there are now vehicle-to-vehicle takedowns, where you can leap from your car, and believe us, we use the word car very loosely, over to an enemy car, kill its occupants, and hey presto, better car, and a barrel of fun. And the wingsuit makes a triumphant return, enabling you to gun down enemies, hijack their car while driving, ramp off a cliff, bail out, and soar like an eagle. Oh, and it all feels fluid and seamless. But let's forget the action for a moment. One of Far Cry 3's strongest features was actually its story, and Far Cry 4 looks set to deliver again, thanks to a new villain, Pagan Min. Taking centre stage with his silly hair and purple trousers, Pagan looks to be a bit like Willy Wonka, a very brutal, sadistic Willy Wonka. In one short cutscene, he's already been firmly established as not only incredibly menacing, but undoubtedly one of the most memorable villains of the year. Let's hope. But all this means nothing in comparison to Far Cry 4's most important character, that is, its wildlife. When you're alone, surrounded by enemies, and the only light at the end of the tunnel is an oncoming train, you need help. Well, Far Cry 4 has just the thing for you. Elephants. That's right, elephants. Far Cry 4 is awash with elephants. You can enrage them and watch them rampage around the place while you sit back and have a sandwich. Or you can jump on one and ride it straight into the jaws of death. It seems to be the perfect addition to the game, and there is no better backup to call on when you're in a tight spot than a 10-foot-tall, half-ton wrecking ball with tusks that can not only trample or skewer the enemy to death, but can pick them up and fling them into orbit with a flick of its trunk. Need to break through that gate? Hit it with an elephant. Need to take out the watchtower? Elephant. Need to remove that large army? Elephant. Need to sneak in under cover of night and rescue that hostage? No. No. Maybe we had better do that one. Anyway, Far Cry 4 looks to have retained what made its predecessor great, while adding a number of exciting new elements. Mostly elephants. Are elephants an element? Well, they're mostly calcium, so I guess so. I don't know, to be honest. But come this November, we'll be happy to do the research.